Most people think losing weight is half diet, half exercise, but those two combined are only about 30% of it. Another 30% is good sleep, and the final 600% is just doing what you swore you'd do. Yeah, the math is broken. So was your last diet. Here's the good news. If you start a diet today, there's a simple way to make it nearly impossible to mess up. Not easy, nearly impossible to mess up. Those are two very different things, and by the end of this, you'll finally understand the difference. Step 1 is getting inspired. There's always a spark that makes you decide to change. Usually, it's seeing someone way fitter than you or catching yourself in a photo you were not ready for. That one bad photo has ended more snack habits than any doctor ever could. What you need next is a clear goal you can actually measure with a deadline attached. Something like, I'll lose 8 pounds by the end of next month, and another 8 the month after. Now it's measurable, and it comes with checkpoints to keep you honest. Then you need a simple, realistic plan to hit that goal. It can be tiny. Maybe you swap your usual breakfast of a bagel with cream cheese and a glass of orange juice for a 15-minute walk, a bowl of blueberries, and 2 scrambled eggs. That's it. Believe it or not, that one swap alone is enough to lose multiple pounds of fat in just a few weeks. You don't need to flip your whole life upside down. You just need one small change you'll actually repeat every single day. But a plan on paper does nothing. You have to set up your life so the plan becomes the easy choice. Wash the blueberries, crack the eggs into a bowl the night before, set out your shoes and jacket so future you has 0 excuses left in the morning. If you skip all that and keep buying the cream cheese and sugary juice and keep parking them at the front of the fridge, you don't actually plan to diet. You're just quietly waiting for the day you cave. Be honest with yourself here. The rule is simple. If you want healthy eating to be easy, make junk food hard. Hide it, or better, don't buy it. Put it on the top shelf behind the Christmas decorations. Out of sight really does mean out of mouth. Even then, expect hard times. Like when you wander into a cheesecake factory, glance at the menu, and realize a single plate is somehow 1,800 calories. This is the exact moment that decides everything. This is when your brain whispers its 4 favorite lies. Pick your poison. 1. A single cheat meal can't hurt. 2. I'll lock in tomorrow, promise. 3. I'll just skip dinner to even it out. 4. Maybe this is secretly my bulking phase. Times like this need willpower, which is just the ability to tell yourself no. You can train it by predicting your own excuses ahead of time and rehearsing the no. You can even practice physically walking away. Boring, but it genuinely works. But willpower is not unlimited. It runs out usually right around 9 p.m., so don't build your whole diet on top of it. The smarter move is to never let the temptation get in front of your face in the first place. The real cheat code is habit. Do something long enough and your brain stops asking questions. If you reach the point where you just wake up and jog, and just reach for the eggs without thinking, the plan gets 100 times easier. Eventually, you might actually start to like eating clean and training, and then, like a lot of people, it stops being a choice and quietly takes over your whole identity. You'll bring it up to total strangers, and that, somehow, is the goal. Now, the basics of fat loss. There are really only 2 honest ways to track it: progress photos and weighing yourself about once a week. Everything else is mostly guessing dressed up to look like science. With photos, know that you won't see much for the first few weeks, maybe not even the first couple of months. Your body burns fat first from places you can't even see. Rude, but that is exactly how it works. But once visible progress starts, it snowballs fast. Every week the changes get more obvious, and that's when motivation finally becomes free. You just have to survive the boring, invisible part first without quitting. For real measurement, step on the scale each morning, but don't panic at the number. It swings wildly from water weight and whatever you ate yesterday. You can lose real fat and still see the scale go up. Don't let it mess with your head. So, ignore the day-to-day chaos. Look at your average from week to week instead. One bad morning means nothing. The trend across several weeks is the only number that is actually telling you the truth. You've probably heard you have to eat fewer calories than you burn. If your body burns 2,000 a day and you eat 1,700, your body covers that 300 gap by burning fat, plus a tiny bit of muscle. That little gap is the whole game. Drop it lower to 1,500 or even 1,200, and you'll lose fat faster, but it gets miserable to stick to. Faster isn't better if you quit in a week. The best deficit is simply the one you can actually live with. The classic way to find your number is an online calorie calculator. Pick your activity level, sedentary, let's be honest, and eat around whatever number it spits out every day as a starting point. Just don't treat it like it came down from the heavens. That number can be way off since everyone's metabolism is different, especially with hormonal issues like high cortisol or low thyroid. So use it as a starting point, then watch the scale. If nothing moves in a week, cut another 200 to 300 calories, or add some exercise. In theory, this method can't fail. The catch is you have to count every calorie, using labels, an app, mental math, and a food scale that weighs everything in grams. And if grams feel like a foreign language, relax. Most fast food apps already do the counting for you. You can also just eyeball it, but only if you round up like a maniac. Think it's 250, call it 450. Think it's 600, call it 900. Think it's too tiny to matter, it's still a solid 60. Your guess is always too low. Always. Before the no counting method, a quick word on macros. People obsess over protein, carbs, and fat. But for most weight loss, you really only need to watch two things: calories and protein. Hit your protein, then fill the rest with whatever fits. Just go easy on fats like oil, dressing, butter, nuts, and cheese. They're healthy in small amounts, but fat packs 9 calories per gram, which means one little bag of trail mix packs more calories than a stick of butter, a candle, and your last shred of willpower combined. And when people say carbs cause weight gain, they don't mean fruit, vegetables, or whole grains. They mean refined processed carbs, stripped of nutrients, and loaded with added sugar. Basically, the entire delicious half of the grocery store. These foods are unnaturally tasty, easy to overeat, and somehow make you even hungrier. Sure, you can still eat a giant bowl of Fruit Loops daily and lose weight in a deficit. They just won't mention they're running on fumes 22 hours a day, and their last blood test came back with a frowny face. So here's how to lose fat without counting anything. Slowly trade junk, chips, sugary desserts, and refined carbs for fruit, vegetables, lean protein, lean dairy, healthy fats, and whole grains. That is honestly the entire trick. These foods are so filling and nutritious that you can stay in a deficit every day without feeling starved. Don't believe me? This is 200 calories of chocolate chip cookies. And this is 200 calories of grapes. One of these is a snack. The other is a meal. Next, stop snacking and only eat at meals. Fruit and veggies are fine, but most snacking isn't hunger, it's boredom, stress, or thirst. Cut snacks and you'll be shocked how little your body actually missed them. Do this long enough and you'll slowly start to feel quietly superior to everyone around you. It's not nice, but it is extremely motivating, and it will carry you straight through to the end of your diet. Now, rapid-fire tips. 1. Drink tons of water. It's filling, and half your hunger is really just thirst. 2. If you keep saying the real diet starts tomorrow, it never starts. 3. Avoid liquid calories. It's way too easy to drink 1,000 calories without noticing. 4. Use low-calorie swaps like egg whites, cauliflower rice, and peanut butter powder. 5. Zero-calorie sauces and sweeteners make healthy food taste good. Just don't overdo it, since tasty food breeds more cravings. 6. Diet soda is your friend when sugar comes calling. 7. Eat high-volume, high-fiber foods that fill your stomach for almost no calories. 8. Aim for 3 to 5 meals a day. 9. Save your biggest meal for when you're usually hungriest. 10. Try intermittent fasting. Hunger comes in waves and passes if you just wait it out. 11. Eat more protein. It fills you up and even burns calories just to digest. 12. Protein powder works but isn't very filling. 13. Black coffee slightly boosts metabolism. 14. Smaller plates trick your brain into feeling full. 15. If you slip up, don't quit. Messing up was never the plan, but giving up wasn't either. Now exercise. It burns calories, improves your health, and once you feel how hard it is to burn 200 calories, you'll think twice before opening a 200-calorie bag of chips. Lift weights to build muscle and raise your metabolism. Walk more. Hitting around 10,000 steps a day is one of the laziest ways to burn extra calories. And do cardio. It makes fat loss easier, even when it's boring. And don't forget sleep. It regulates the hormones that basically control fat loss. You might be thinking you already sleep great, so you're safe. You're probably not, but we'll let you have that one for now. Do all of this, and failing actually becomes the hard part. Anyway, smash a subscribe so the next one can actually exist.